Hey guys, welcome back. As many of you have already seen, the new trailer for the Halo TV series is released, and there's a bunch to break down here in terms of human and Covenant perspectives. But for those who know me, I'm going to be breaking down only the Covenant sections of this trailer. So, what are we waiting for? Let's get right into it. As the Master Chief enters battle with the Covenant and a Marine giving him an assault rifle, we see in the background a Banshee flying overhead. Now, the Banshee type is kinda interesting here. The front kinda reminds me of the Heshadoran Banshee model from Halo 5. But in another frame, we see the wings of a Halo Reach style Banshee. Now, I'm wondering if this is going to be a mixture between the Heshadoran and the Reach variants of the Banshees, or this is just the Reach model Banshee and I'm probably digesting a little too much. Probably the latter, but we'll wait and see. As we're introduced to Silver Team, basically the blue team of the Silver timeline within this series, we see an energy sword being slashed through a wall. And the sword looks pretty good. Nothing really much to break down on that, it just looks fantastic. But there is so much more to come. For the next shot, we get our first live action look of the Sangheili Warrior. And holy crap, this looks amazing. The Sangheili here definitely has a Halo 2 Anniversary style phenotype here, or the phenotype is inspired by Halo 2 Anniversary. But regardless, I love it. I am fully on board with the Sangheili here. And the armor looks fairly interesting here. At first when I saw this, I thought it was a new Arbiter that we're getting, something kinda like Ripamormi or Thalvadam. But in another shot, we see a group of elites taking on the Chief wearing that same armor. Maybe the armor is worn by a special operations group of elites. Maybe they're part of a Zealot chapter. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Next, we get a clean shot of the new Phantom model here. And like the elites, these Phantoms definitely draw into more Halo 2 Anniversary style inspiration. Though the engines look a little weird to me. They kinda look like bulging eyes. But regardless, they look amazing. And after that, we get a clear shot of a Kig Yar. At first, I thought this was an EB Shan from Halo 4 and Halo 5, but the quills and facial features give off a more Rutian aesthetic. This to me looks more like a mixture between both. And the jackal seems to be wielding either an energy cutlass or an energy dagger from Halo Reach. Probably the latter, but I'm still excited to see the jackals are wielding something other than plasma pistols or needlers. Overall, I'm loving the jackal look here. I'm so excited to see them live action. Next up, we see a clear shot of an SDV class Corvette intercepting a UNSC Gladius class Corvette. For those of you who don't know, the Gladiuses were in Warfleet along with the Stormcutters. It's nice to see that assets from Warfleet are being implemented here in the show. And it appears that the Gladius is much smaller than an SDV. And I am so excited to see if we're gonna get a space battle here between the two ships. And next up, we get a clear shot of Makee, a human character that's gonna be raised by Covenant in the show. Now, Makee has been something of a controversy when it comes to the show, and I'm more laxed. I actually like this idea of a human convert fully integrated into Covenant society. I mean, it allows us to branching out to see what a human convert into the Covenant would look like. And I'm all for it. I can definitely see why people aren't in it, but given that the lore clearly states that the Covenant could allow humans in their ranks in the core canon, particularly the Heresy of the Chosen group, I think this is more a canon leniency that I can tolerate. And one thing of note, Makee's dress kinda looks similar to the chairman of Utapau's from Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. At first I thought this was inspired by the Vulcans from Star Trek, but it definitely looks more like the chairman of Utapau's. Moving on from the character, we get a clear shot of Makee inside High Charity. And High Charity just looks amazing. You can clearly see the Forerunner Dreadnought and the city down below. It definitely looks like the same vibrant alien city that we discover in Halo 2, and it just looks amazing all in all. Next up, we see a clear shot of the Hierarchs, which I assume is going to be Truth, Mercy, and Regret, Makee, and what appears to be a Sangheili in some sort of weird chamber. At first I thought this was the silver take on the High Council chamber, the same chamber we encounter in Halo 2 Anniversary, but I'm starting to think that this chamber is in fact the Shard Chamber. Now for those of you who don't know, the Shard Chamber is a place within the Sanctum of the Hierarchs. It's where Covenant commanders bring shards from each world they glass to the High Prophets. Given that this chamber has a more pearl-like and glassy look, it's definitely plausible that this is the silver take on the Shard Chamber. I'm probably overanalyzing this, but it would be very cool to see that this is the Shard Chamber. And lastly, we see Makee helping out a group of Mgalekgolo worms take down a UNSC crew. And the Mgalekgolo here just look intimidating and terrifying, wrapping the crewmates and strangling them. We haven't seen the Mgalekgolo in this capacity since Nightfall, and that was a different subsect of Mgalekgolo worms. I hope we get to see the Mgalekgolo appear in this show, because these guys look amazingly terrifying. But anyway, that's the full trailer for the Halo TV series breakdown, for the Covenant side at least, for me. This video may have been short, but I am in love with this. I'm so on board with the TV series. Now before you guys go off on the rails on the lore, I would like to remind you guys that this is a silver timeline, which means it is not part of the core timeline. They're going to be taking liabilities from the core canon, so I encourage you guys to look at the show with an open mind instead of being, oh, this is an instant failure. I for one am cautiously optimistic, and I encourage you guys all to view the show with an open mind. But what did you think of the trailer? What was your favorite part? What was your favorite scene? What are you most excited about? Let me know in the comments below. And until next time guys, may the light of the rings shine down upon you all. Victory to clan and kin, Covenant fans. Covenant Canon, out.